Oh no, guys, I gotta do something about this. I'm seeing too many of you guys go down the wrong path. See, the truth is, online shopping is easier now than it's ever been before. We have websites like Amazon.com now offering free one-day shipping, and they carry basically every product known to man, and you can even do your grocery shopping on Amazon. It is just so easy to get products on the internet without having to ever leave your house. And especially with the holidays around the corner and Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, this is the time of year where everyone gets used to swiping their credit card everywhere they go. So no, this video isn't going to be a fragrance review. This isn't going to be a top 10 list. But I feel like since I am someone with an audience and I have the ability to reach a bunch of people, this is something that I should talk about. And that is, of course, online shopping addiction, and more specifically related to this channel, fragrance addiction. It's a real thing. It happens. And I just want to say up front, I'm no financial advisor. I'm not an expert in telling you how to manage your finances. So I want to clear that up right away. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, what you should do with your money. No expert here. I'm just kind of giving you my personal opinion because I do a lot of online shopping. And I wouldn't say I'm addicted to online shopping. You know, what's nice about what I do here on YouTube is that I'm able to buy a lot of fragrances and no one questions me, and I don't really have to question myself because a lot of the fragrances I buy is so that I can make videos on them. But not everyone is in my shoes, not everyone is in my situation. So I do want to talk about fragrance addiction. I want to talk about, online shopping in general because it can be a dangerous thing. And like I mentioned earlier on in the video, now is the perfect time of the year to get this video out. We've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up. So a couple quick things before we jump into the video. First, let me know down in the comments, are you a fragrance addict? Do you need some help kind of trying to dial back your spending? Have you dealt with this sort of thing before? Second thing is, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notifications, give this video a like. Normally here on the channel, we do fragrance reviews, we do top 10 lists, we do fragrance-centric stuff, but I do really want to do this video. Again, it is related to fragrances, talking about the addiction of purchasing fragrances, but this can really apply to online shopping as a whole. So it should help a lot of you guys out. So if you do find value from this, make sure you subscribe down below. I think this is an important video, so I want to get it out there. So one of the first things you can do to help avoid this whole online shopping addiction and buying fragrances left and right is to make sure that when you're on websites, you don't let scarcity get to you. Now, scarcity from a marketing standpoint is when websites will have something like sale ends in 1 day, 20 hours, 3 minutes, etc. and they got like a 30% off coupon or even sometimes like a 50 to 75% off coupon on there, and they're saying that it's going to expire within, a day or two. And then typically along with that, they'll also say that there's a limited amount of stock available. And this can really get consumers into trouble because they're going to look at that and they're going to say, holy crap, this item is 50% off. I need to get it now before this sale expires in a day. And maybe at that point, they don't have the spare money laying around to buy that item. Maybe they already got their credit cards loaded up. Maybe they already have their bank account close to overdrafting, right? But they're going to see that and they're going to think, I really shouldn't be spending the money right now. I wasn't planning on spending the money, but since this website is running such a big sale and it ends tomorrow, I want to go ahead and get it. So what do these people do? They put it on their credit card and they buy it. And a lot of times that ends up to them getting themselves into credit card debt and so on. So I want to tell you, don't let scarcity affect you. Don't look at that and think, oh my God, I have to get this item right now, because it's a marketing thing. If you go back to that website tomorrow or a couple days later, guess what? It's still going to be saying that this sale expires in like an hour or a day or whatever. Guess what? The sale is never going to expire. Again, unless it's like a Black Friday sale type of thing, which is coming up. But outside of that, websites will use these scarcity tactics to try to lure you in and make you buy it. So just keep that in mind with fragrances, with any sort of product out there. There's always going to be sales. There's always going to be stock. You will always have the chance to pick up that product more often than not. So don't try to rush around and think that, you have to buy it right now and get yourself into more trouble and, load up your credit cards even more and ruin your credit utilization and everything. Don't do that. You're going to just get yourself into a situation that you don't want to be in. Your credit score is going to go down. You're going to be in debt. It's just not worth it. It's a very smart marketing technique, and a lot of people do it. Not really a fan of it. If you look on my website, I don't have anything like that. I don't have any timers telling you that a sale ends soon or saying that there's limited stock. I don't really necessarily believe in that tactic, but it is something that a lot of people will do, and it can get you into trouble. The second thing that you can do to help prevent online shopping addiction is to find something else to occupy your time. The problem is it's super easy to get addicted to that dopamine rush of coming home every day and finding a package on your doorstep and opening it. This is in part what makes up a lot of the reason why online shopping can be so addicting and so dangerous. You get hooked on that instant gratification of opening up that package, getting something new, and then after that feeling goes away, right? And then you crave it again. You're like, oh, I want to open up another package tomorrow. I want to get more stuff. So you keep buying stuff. And this is something that I briefly touched on in my video titled something like don't buy cheap fragrances. And again, that was a controversial video. A lot of people didn't like that. The message I was trying to get across was a lot of times people gravitate towards these $10, $20 fragrances because they can buy a lot of them. They can get a lot of that instant gratification of just having something to open up in the mail every day rather than actually buying quality stuff that they're really going to like. So what you can do to prevent that is to get that dopamine rush from somewhere else. Start going to the gym. Go hang out with your friends. You could set a financial goal for yourself. Try to set a goal on how much money you want to make next year or this year. You could start up a savings account and set a goal on how much money you want to save in a certain amount of time. What you want to do here is create goals that are going to help improve yourself. And you're going to get that dopamine rush from somewhere else other than buying a bunch of stuff and opening it. So if you really work on improving yourself and improving your lifestyle, that's going to help you out in the long run in a lot of different ways, not only just making you feel better and more confident overall, but also keeping you from spending a bunch of money that you don't need to be spending. Number 3, that is you need to use your credit card like it is a debit card. So this is an important one, and this is where a lot of people can get themselves into trouble. And I personally think it's important to use them when you're shopping online. And remember, just because someone likes credit cards and they think that credit cards are useful doesn't mean that they're in debt up to their head and they owe thousands of dollars. That's not the case at all. I don't have any debt. I don't carry any balances on my credit cards. The reason why they're such a powerful tool is because they come with a lot of benefits. With a lot of cards, you can get points, which you can then redeem for travel and hotels and restaurants and stuff like that. A lot of cards you can get cash back. So if you're buying stuff like, for example, gas or groceries, stuff that you have to buy, you can get cash back on that stuff, and it's a necessity. Of course, talking about online shopping, it's a cool way to get cash back. On top of that, they offer extended warranty protection. So if you're buying electronics, say you buy a new laptop, oftentimes these credit card companies will allow you to extend the warranty on that item just by using your credit card to buy that item instead of using like your debit card or cash. And on top of that, a really important one is extra purchase protection. So if you buy from someone and you get scammed, you can contact the credit card company and you can get your money back easily. The credit card companies are pretty much always going to side with the consumer over the merchant. So if you are scammed or something like that, you file a chargeback, you're going to get your money back. However, the issue is when people use these credit cards and they're spending money that they don't have. So what I always do and what I recommend that you do is only buy stuff with your credit card if you have that physical amount of money available to you in your account, just like if you're to use your debit card. So what's cool with, basically all these credit card companies these days, like Capital One, Discover, American Express, they all have apps. So you can go on there and pay off your credit card instantly right after you use it. And it's essentially at that point like a debit card. You don't have to wait till the end of the month, and at that point you may have already bought other stuff that you can't pay off your credit card. You just use it, you get the points, you get the cash back, you get the extended purchase protection and warranty and all of that stuff, and then you pay it off just like a debit card. So that will help keep you out of the trouble of getting into debt and spending a bunch of money that you don't have. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you that you need to go out and use your credit card and to go out and get a bunch of them. No, I'm not saying that. If you're someone who you don't think you can trust yourself with a credit card, don't get one. But I am saying that there are a lot of benefits, and if you use it responsibly, you can really benefit from that in return. Number 4 is you need to take a step back and look at what you have. So this one is critical, especially with social media this day and age. And the problem with social media is a lot of times you're going to be constantly comparing yourself to people who are better than you. Maybe you look at someone and they have a bigger fragrance collection and you want more fragrances like that. It's just going to encourage you to go buy more fragrances and to spend more of your money. All social media really does is it causes a desire to try to one-up other people and try to get on their level and exceed their level. And what that's going to do to you is just cause you to spend more money that you don't really need to be spending. So it's important to just kind of stop what you're doing, take a step back, and appreciate what you have. Use all of the stuff that you've bought. Never take advantage of the stuff you already have just because you're trying to flex on the internet. It's just not worth it, bro. Up next, try to think about the long term. Try to visualize in your head if the item that you're about to buy is going to be something that is going to benefit you or something that's going to be useful in a few months. Because a lot of times when you're buying stuff just to fulfill this dopamine rush and this kind of boredom that you have, you might play with it for a little while and then you might put it aside, and that's really about it. And when it comes to fragrances, you want to make sure that the fragrances that you're buying are fragrances that you actually really, really like. You want to buy something that you're going to wear often. You're not just going to spray it on, wear it a couple times, and then put it on your shelf and it's going to collect dust and sit there. You don't want to do that. You really want to sample first if you can. That's why I always recommend you try to sample fragrances. I'll link down below to the Decant Boutique. They're actually running a Black Friday sale right now with a coupon code which gets you 16% off. I got all that linked down below. You can go buy some samples if you want. Again, I'm not encouraging you to go buy samples. This is a video where I'm trying to help you from not buying stuff. But if you are a responsible spender, you're not in any sort of predicament right now, yeah, go check out Decant Boutique. They got a sale going for Black Friday. My favorite place to buy decants. They got basically everything. That's why I like them so much. Great customer service. Tim, the owner, is a fantastic guy to work with. Go check them out down below. Again, if you aren't in an issue where you need to not be spending money. But always try to sample first. Try to find stuff that you really truly love and spend your money on that rather than just spending your money on things that you just like okay. It's just, oh, it's okay, I'll buy it. You don't want to do that. You want to really be proud of the stuff you're buying, and you want that stuff to give you long-term fulfillment, not just like fulfillment and entertainment for a couple days to a week. Up next is find other things to do when you're bored. Yeah, believe it or not, a lot of people turn to online shopping when they're bored. And this is one that I've been guilty of as well. I've bought stuff just because I was bored and didn't really have too much stuff to do. And then later on down the line, I ended up not really using it or even caring about it. And I was wondering, why did I even buy this? Well, it was just because I was bored. You need to find other stuff to do when you're bored other than spend your money. I know it can be hard. It can be kind of fun and kind of fulfilling and satisfying to look through Amazon and buy stuff and then be like, ooh, yeah, I got this coming for me. But again, you got to shake that habit. You want to look for other areas in your life that you can improve and get that sense of fulfillment from. And up next, talk to your friends and family about it. This is something that oftentimes just by mentioning the fact that you have, a shopping problem or a fragrance problem to your friends, your family, whoever, that can kind of help give you some motivation to help shake that habit and to help stop. Just because you have this pressure from, your loved ones and the people around you, even if they're not, pressuring you about it, even if they're not necessarily like staying on you about it, if you just tell them like, hey, like I really need to stop doing this, that will just kind of help you in and of itself, just kind of as a psychological thing, because you don't want to be judged by them even more now that they know about it. And again, if you need someone to be more harsh on you, tell them like, hey, like you need to help me with this. But a lot of times just by telling people like, hey, I got this issue, I need to work on it, just because they know that, it's going to kind of give you that extra boost to kind of, help you start to quit. Because a lot of people who online shop and do it a lot and are addicted to it, they hide it. And then they start to feel guilty about it, and then they just kind of keep doing it. So getting it out there in the open is a great way to kind of start to shake the habit. And finally, I want to end it on this note, and that is you have your whole life to collect fragrances. You have your whole life to buy stuff. This is a really important one as well, and this is one that I've had to process in my head a couple times too. When all I want to do is buy, purchase a bunch of stuff all at once, have a bunch of stuff come all at once. You have your whole life to do this. You have enough time to buy stuff. So slow down, take your time, try to explore different fragrances, try to explore different hobbies, just take your time doing it. There's no rush. It gets to a point, believe it or not, where opening fragrances and opening stuff doesn't have the same fulfillment that it once did. I have sometimes like 5-6 fragrances come in at a time just for, review purposes and testing purposes. And, if I would have got that a couple years ago, I would have been bouncing off the walls of excitement. But at this point, the packages will sometimes sit there for a couple days and I'll be like, I'll open it when I open it. So do realize that it will start to wear off over time. That's why it's important that you don't become reliant on purchasing stuff like this and getting, all of your excitement from that, because it will start to wear off. And, it's important to, again, just take your time. There's no rush. You don't have to be in a hurry. There's no competition. You don't have to compete with these people on Instagram. You don't have to compete with, reviewers who have thousands of fragrances. I sometimes look at reviewers who have a ton more fragrances than I do, and I'm like, wow, that'd be cool to have. But then I also think like, I'm going to get there at some point. I'm not in a hurry to have that many fragrances because, again, I know I'm going to get there. I have a lot of fragrances at this point. I don't need more, but I know it's going to happen. So just take your time, enjoy the hobby, enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Take the time to learn new stuff, learn new hobbies. It's fun when you take your time, you take it slow, and you just really enjoy it rather than trying to compete with other people. I think that's pretty much it. That is my video on being a fragrance addict and, online shopping and all that stuff. Again, it's never been easier to buy stuff online and to acquire cool little stuff. I personally have a lot of hobbies which take up a lot of my money, not just fragrances. I like knives, I like watches, I like gadgets, I like outdoorsy type of stuff. I like a lot of things. But it's important to, kind of take a step back and think, do I really need this stuff? Do I actually need this stuff? And just the other day I bought a knife and I'm like, I don't even really need this new knife. I got enough knives, and the knife I bought wasn't as nice as the one that I carry with me every day. So it's stuff like that you really have to think about long and hard, like, do I need this? Do I not need this? And that's really an important step when it comes to trying to shake a bad habit like this. So hopefully this can help some of you out. Maybe some of you can relate to this. And that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. That's really all I have. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this video. If this helped any of you out, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Give me some ideas and I'll do them. Again, this is kind of out of the normal. So, hopefully some of you like it. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and Black Friday, Cyber Monday, depending on when this video goes up. Hopefully you didn't spend too much money. Hopefully you didn't rack up your credit cards too much. That's going to do it, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.